Hey everybody, Ryan FMTG here. Before we talk about today's topic, please pet the little corgi in the bottom right of your screen. That's the sub button. We're getting closer and closer to 1,000, so make sure you subscribe so we can finally hit that milestone. However, that's enough about that. Today, I'm going to do a just chatting, kind of more casual video, and I want to talk about Teppen's 4 colors, what makes them strong, weak, and kind of what are their color identity. Because right now in Teppen, we kind of see a big discrepancy between each color, balances, and stuff like that. And I think looking at the colors are kind of important because this is also a topic that's been going on the past couple days in the community. And some players want more changes to the color, some players want less changes. And so I'm going to throw my 2 cents in. First, let's talk about red. Usually you can look at each color's heroes to kind of see what they want to do. And usually each color has one main theme and a couple other side themes. So, a big characteristic and then smaller characteristics. What is red's biggest characteristic? It is damage dealing effects, such as Hadoken, right? Deal 7 damage to an enemy unit. And this is just amplified throughout red's plethora of cards that do damage. BB Hood, Slime, Amaterasu, Sun Goddess, all these things love to do damage. A lot are when you play them, so enters the battlefield, deals damage. Or maybe sometimes when it dies or when it attacks. All I know is red loves to deal damage, vast majority of the time to units, however sometimes to opponents. That is its main theme, and that is one of the reasons why red is very strong, because inherently, if you're playing BB Hood is a body, right? It is a unit, and it's dealing damage as soon as you play it. Therefore, that is a lot of value. It can even be a 2-for-1, right? Because maybe the damage is enough to kill one of your opponent's units, cha-ching, 1, and it leaves back a body that will either do damage to your opponent or to its units, or force your opponent to use a removal spell. That is a 2. That's epitome of a 2-for-1. Of course, red has more characteristics than just the damage dealing effects, and so another one is Explore. The first time we saw Explore was with Jill, right? And of course, other colors get Explore, but red gets the most and has a hero based around it, and red tends to get really good explores, like with Hellbat and Detonation, stuff like that. A lot of these explores, with Detonation, damage dealing, or segueing into another thing that red loves, is to pump up stats. Usually more aggressive and more attack, such as with antibody activation, +1/+3. Yes, that is more HP, but that's still more attack. So it loves Explore, loves pumping up units with usually attack, like this one, or agility. And overall, that makes red so strong because you have a lot of damage dealing effects, ways to just get a ton of damage to your opponent's face, deal with what they are doing, and just win from there. Now, of course, there's other things that red kind of does a little bit here or there, or some people are really saying that they want red to have halt or MP boost or something like that, and I don't want that. I think red is good how it is, and I do think red is one of the best colors in Teppen because of all the damage dealing effects and how aggressive it can be. Damage dealing effects, intrinsic 2-for-1s, being aggressive is just gets the game over with quite fast. I don't think red needs more help. Also, I think it's really nice to have each and every color kind of have their own color identity and then maybe share secondary color identities with other colors, but that core stuff I think should really be it. So if it has halt, then what? It feels a little bit more like purple, and I don't really want that. And I'm okay with red being how it is. I don't think you should add other things to it, because one, that could just make it more powerful, and it's starting to make the colors a little bit more homogenized, and that usually isn't that much fun. You want your colors to stand out. Next up, let's talk about green. Spoiler alert, I think green is the weakest color in Teppen, and that's also one of the reasons why I kind of wanted to make this video. What is one of green's biggest characteristics that it loves to do? It loves to play big, beefy units, and usually pump up the HP, such as Heart Tank, give +7 HP to a friendly unit. That, in my mind, capitalizes just exactly what green wants to do. What's wrong with that? Well, what's good with it first is, yeah, you can just play a big beefy unit, pump it up, give it tons of HP, and your opponent can't deal with it, and you just win with this big monster, and it feels great. However, what's wrong with that is other colors like red can deal a lot of damage, or black can remove your unit very efficiently. So you put all your eggs in one basket and black is just like, LOL, GG, I'm going to kill your unit in a much more efficient way using less MP than you use to create your big monster. Another really, really popular, probably like first characteristic of green is MP ramp, such as Yawn, gain MP +4 when leaving the field, or we have the felines and all the MP battery units. And I think that is actually a very, very strong mechanic that green gets a lot more than other colors, because cheating on MP feels really good because you can start playing bigger, better things more efficiently, more fast, that your opponent can hopefully deal with. And I really, really like that. And I think that fits very well with green, and in my mind is the best green characteristic. However, sometimes it just gets outpaced because it's like, sure, you netted 6 MP faster, but your opponent has living death and there's something a little bit more powerful. But I do think MP ramp is very good. That's why you also see it a lot in 2-color decks, right? You play a lot of felines and then really good cards or units from different colors. Last thing I want to talk about green is it shares some things with other colors, but it gets some things a little bit more frequently, such as shield. Shield is very, very good, and that's why you see green yet again being a lot of dual color decks, because hey, if I want to be aggressive Amaterasu Thunder Edge deck and just have all these agility and crush units, well, I want some shields, please. So you will play green for the wall jumps, stuff like that. So overall, I think green is the weakest color, because if you look at a lot of their characteristics of MP ramp and HP buff, it's good, but other colors just have more raw instinct power and can usually deal with green's big threats more efficiently than green can really put them out. However, I think green is a great color to pair with other colors, because other colors would love the MP ramp, and so that's why they use some green MP felines and stuff, or some of the keywords that green gets a little bit more or more efficiently in wall jumps and shields. So I think green complements a lot of other colors, but it isn't necessarily quite there. I would love for green to get a little bit boost, and I'm not quite sure how you do that. I think how you do that is maybe have more keywords that are just on green. Crush is a very powerful keyword, but now we're kind of seeing it in red and purple, and so green isn't getting as many crush units. So right there, I think that's kind of a little miss. I would like crush to more be a green-centric theme to kind of force you like, oh, you have these cool units, they're really good because they have crush, but they're only in green. I feel like what green does really good, other colors kind of get that. And that's what I was saying about how I like each color to have its own identity and to be able to do something way better than other decks or other colors can, because then it kind of forces you or promotes you to play that color. Where I love crush, but I could just play a purple deck with some crush units or a red deck with some crush units, where green doesn't really promote you that much to just play mono green. And I think because it shares a lot with other colors. Now, time to talk about purple. Purple sometimes is the best color in Teppen, sometimes just kind of in the middle. What is one of the core principles of purple? Halt. Temptation says it right there. Halt all enemy units for 13 seconds, and you get Crystal Hunters and Agony and Deadweight. You get tons of actions that halt enemy units or lock enemy slots, which is kind of like halting. Hey, you can't play anything for a little bit. It's all revolved around halt and usually actions. Halt, actions. Yes, other things care about actions because you can play actions in any deck, and most colors have some memory mechanic, but purple gets the most halt, most actions, most memory stuff, and that is kind of what's really powerful. Usually you pair it with a big resonate. Yet again, resonate is one of the core purple things that kind of has bled over to a couple, like Mammoth or X and green, stuff like that, but really at the core of it, resonate is a purple mechanic. Even though some other colors might have a little halt here or there or a little resonate, purple feels very, very different to me than a lot of the other colors. Where green feels kind of like a hodgepodge, purple's like, no, this is a purple deck because I'm playing tons of actions, one big Ibuki, we're going from here, we're halting everything. Counter actions is a big purple thing. Purple has a strong identity, and a lot of what it does very, very efficient, and that's why it's so powerful, right? Ibuki being a 6 MP play, and then all your halt spells are usually like 1 or 2 MP, maybe a couple 3 MPs. So there's tons of really good, cheap, efficient actions to really complement the Resonate style that Purple wants to play. Let's talk about the color that kind of promotes this discussion these days, and that is black. It is one of the most powerful colors in Teppen, if not the most powerful. And what is one of black's main mechanics or themes? It is destroy. As you see in tons of hero powers and cards, look at Dark Destruction, destroy an enemy unit, MP costs 5 or less. It has, at the more black heroes that come out, the more destroy we see, the more sets that come out, the more destroy we see. Destroy is so powerful. Usually it just says destroy random enemy unit or destroy something X cost or less. And destroy is so good because where red throws around a lot of damage that may or may not kill anything, when it says destroy, it just destroys it rather than like, oh man, RNG didn't go my way, or oh, that big green unit, I dealt 4 damage and now it just has 1 HP. Black is like, LOL, no, I'm just killing that. And that is what I think black is the reason why green and some other colors, mostly green, feel a little bad. Because like Fate of the Unworthy is so efficient. It is 3 MP, destroy any target that is 4 MP or less. You literally can go up on MP and just destroy, right? Like let's say a green player plays a 4 MP unit, pumps it up once or twice, then you just kill it for 3 MP. That feels really bad. And it's not just against purple, it's against a red deck, it's against a purple deck. Or not just against green, it's against any color. Black has such efficient and powerful destroy effects, especially the ones on units like the Ashfords and stuff like that, where it's like black and BB Hood 2-for-1, but even better because destroy tends to be better than just pure raw damage. And then that's not even mentioning board wipes like Cruel Game, Rebel's Memory, Living Death. There are so many destroy cards. Black gets one of the best mechanics and now has a deep pool of that really good mechanic, and that is what's making it feel very overpowered. How do you change it? You make it less efficient, right? You make Fate of the Unworthy maybe cost 4 MP. So it's a 4 MP action that kills a 4 or 3 MP unit. That seems a little bit more fair. Maybe rather than Cruel Game being 7 MP, you make it 8 MP. You make the answers, aka the destroy actions, less efficient. Still good, right? Because destroy is still going to be good, but you make it more expensive, so it's less efficient. So maybe it's just a one-on-one and then you're not up on MP and stuff like that. Or especially when it's attached to a unit like Ashford or something like that, maybe you make that unit weaker, right? Have it be like a 3-2 or something that's very fragile. But no, a lot of the black units that have intrinsic value that's destroying or MP ramp or something like that is pretty good body worth. And that goes a long way. To kind of now summarize everything, I like in card games when each and every color has a very distinct style, play style, theme of what's going on, and I think Teppen does a pretty darn good job at that. Red is very deals damage, is aggressive. Green is the one that I think is kind of the weakest in that theme because it's kind of HP and MP ramp, which is actually pretty distinct. MP ramp is very distinct, but maybe it just feels bad because the MP ramp isn't usually as good as what other colors are doing. And then purple feels very distinct with all the halt actions, counter spells, and resonates. And then black feels very distinct with just straight up destroy everything everywhere. So I think Teppen does a good job at having each theme feel distinct, and I want Teppen to keep that. I don't want to see red get halt or other or just straight up destroy and stuff like that. Maybe every once in a while, that's okay. A card here or there, but I don't want it to be an evergreen theme that we see each and every set, a new red unit or a red action getting halt. I don't like that idea. What I do want Teppen to do is try to close the gap from the best color to the worst color. And right now, I think the best color is black and it's way up here. I think the worst color is green and it's way down here. So I would like to see black be less efficient with their removal and their destroy, but still obviously have that be a theme. And maybe green get pushed where their MP ramp is more meaningful, and maybe there's bigger, heavier units that they can play that feels a little bit better. So overall, that's kind of my little rant about what makes colors good. What does make colors good? Good mechanics, good themes. What makes color bad? Well, when its mechanics and themes aren't as powerful or as aggressive as other colors. But anyways, I'm done for today. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all later.